Good evening, everybody. I know we all have heavy hearts tonight as we watch what's going on in Washington, D.C. and the riots and just the unrest, and are we ever going to get through these turbulent times in America? So I wanted to bring to you the history of an important song in our nation, our national anthem. And I know you may know about Francis Scott Key and inspired by the flag, but I want to let you all know some other history around it. In the year 1811, Major George Armistead, he was commander of Fort McHenry. And he knew that the British would be coming, that his fort would be a target for them. And so he did a patriotic thing. He told the commander of Baltimore defenses that he wanted a big, big flag. And so he hired a young widow. She was 29, and her name is Mary Young Pickersgill. And he told her that he wanted to make a flag that was 30 by 42 feet. And it needed to have 15 stars and 15 stripes on it for our country at that time with the states. And so for 10 hours a day for the next 6 weeks, Mary, her mother, a 13-year-old indentured servant, and 3 of her nieces would work tirelessly to get this flag done. And our story comes from where the British had come through, and in August of the year of 1812, they had burned the White House, they had burned the Capitol building, and the Library of Congress. And we have a Dr. William Beams, who was a friend of Francis Scott Key, and he had been taken prisoner by the British. Well, Francis was a lawyer, so he goes down to the British ships and he negotiates for his friend's release. And they said, okay, he can be released, but you all can't go until after the bombing of Fort McHenry. So they had to watch for 8 hours for it to be, not for 8 hours, they had to watch from a ship 8 miles away for Fort McHenry for 25 continuous hours to be bombarded relentlessly by the British. But you know what? It didn't come down. And he was inspired to still see that flag flying proudly. Now, yes, it had been beaten, battered, and torn, but it was still flying, and the British did not have their victory. That flag, after General Armistead died, they gave pieces of it away to the soldiers who fought underneath of him. They gave pieces of it away to friends and family, and eventually they did have a small piece that was given to Congress later, and that we still have in possession today in one of our museums. But I just thought this was a precious story, and I'm hoping to inspire some patriotism in you today, because, you know, America is still a great country, and it needs a lot of prayer right now. But in that sentiment, let's go ahead and sing our national anthem and let it fly in the face of the protesters out there who are causing such disruption and disrespect. And let's sing it with the inspiration that Francis Scott Key had when he wrote this song. This was a poem, actually, that he wrote and it was given through all the papers. And it was actually in 1913 that Woodrow Wilson said, let's make it a song to be sung among events, you know, like national events. And it actually didn't become our national anthem until March 3rd of 1931. So, all right. Well, with that being said, let's sing this in opposition to all those who would oppose America and tyranny right now. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. singing.